Hello guys, it's a Nifty expiry day. So it's a monthly expiry day, 30th of June. So let's see where Nifty can move today. And based on that, we can plan our trade setup accordingly. See, as a monthly expiry, there can be volatility, there can be sharp moves here and there can be adjustments of the last, entire 1 month. We have seen, Nifty moving to 23,800 level, coming to 24,200 level multiple times. So all these can be factored in. So let's look at the range. Let's see where Nifty can move and what are the opportunities that you can get. And also, where as a momentum trader you'll be getting an opportunity, right? So let's look at the chart first, or let's look at the option chain also, and then we will see the range. So let's look at this. As of now, see, yesterday it's closed around 23,950, right? So that's around this level. Now since gift nifty is indicating around 24,000, you take 24,000. So let's say 24,000 at the money. Now what is the premium at which it is actually traded? It is around 160. So put is at around 100 and call is at around 70. So when it is opening today, this will be around 80, and this will be around 60 levels. Now whatever it is, assume that it is around 150 to 160. So when you are selling a straddle, you'll be getting 160 points, right? So straddle means 160 points you have collected. So there is a 160 to 170 point move possible without any issue on the upside for the people who solve the straddle, because your break even breaks after 170 points. Whatever you collected beyond that, if market moves, that means if it goes above 24 170 level, but till 200 there won't be any issue. Some buffer will be given and they will be holding that level, because 30 points can be a small stop loss, right? So that's how it will be. So we can assume that it can move to 24,200 on the upside on a normal scenario based on the straddle pricing. Similarly, on the downside also, if you take 170 points and a buffer of 30 points, 200 points, it can move to 23,800. So this is based on the straddle pricing. This is simply based on the open interest also, which you see maximum is at these levels, right? So 24,000, you can see this is almost 172 lakhs, and this is around 120 lakhs. That will be different when you see the market opening today. But as of now, when you look at it, this is the scenario. Easily market can move to 24,200. Straddle players are safe till then. Only after straddle breakout 24,200 level, the straddle also breakout, and then the sellers will start seeing the loss, and that is when they will try for covering on the call side. On the put side, if 23,800 is broken, then the straddle people have to run for the cover. They'll have to do the averaging, they'll have to do the pyramiding, they'll have to do martingale, etc. That is when some kind of movements will happen. That is what we consider as gamma blast. Now if you look at the chart also, we are very clear, right? There is nothing to discuss now. Market is going to open around, market is going to open here. This is where market is going to open, 24,000, right? Which means market closed yesterday at around 23,950. So gift nifty is now indicating some kind of positivity. So you may get 50-point gap up. So yes, exactly at 24,000 is where market is going to open, and that's the tricky part. So when market is opening exactly in the middle, that's where you see this low you can now consider, which is 23,800. This high, which you can consider. So this week itself, you got 2 points, right? 2 pivot points, which is nothing but your 250, right? 24,250 on the upside. It will be very difficult to break that. And similarly, 23,800 on the downside. So this week itself, that means, yes, day before yesterday, we have seen this high. Previous day, we have seen this low. Now, this level is going to be Nifty's maximum range today, because sellers, even the straddle premium is actually low because VIX is low, right? Otherwise, it would have been slightly more. It would have been 200. Then you will be easily, comfortably, holding till this level before making the adjustments. But as of now, as long as Nifty is between 23,250 and 24,250 and 23,800, there is no problem, even with a 24,000 straddle, right? So, and I'm expecting Nifty will try to close around. There is a small positive bias. I'll look at the reasons also. There are negativities, but there are positive bias. So I am looking for a close which is around 24,100. It is not going to break 24,200. It is not even going to close to 24,200 as per now. See, when this is what you expect and this is how you prepare as a professional, right? Like me, only majority of those who know trading will prepare. If something happen against that, that is when you will be getting the unexpected violent move. If everything goes in that way, just like that. It will just remain sideways. But being a monthly expiry, adjustments, rollovers in futures, and all these will come in the post 2 o'clock session. And we have the live market training and trading session also there. If you would like to join that, you can join that, and you can learn and you can see what we do in the live market, and you can trade with us also. That's the community that we have. So this is the point. Simply, you just need to look at this high and this low to see if there is a gamma blast or not. Definitely, when they break this 24,100 level, that is yesterday's high, there can be a spike towards this. That's something which you can capture as a scalper. Similarly, if you see yesterday's lows taken out, there can be a spike towards 23,800 also. Market may tend to move to that level, but that level will be defended. So now the key levels are, look at this. This is the first important level, 24,120. That is yesterday's high, yesterday's pivot also, big rejection, and yesterday's low, which is 920. So 24,120 and 24,920, 23,920. It's opening at around 24,000. So 100 point down, 100 point up, it can stay. Now, any of this, if you get a breakdown, the moment you get breakdown of this, market now open up a space for 23,800. That move can be faster. The move between this range will be very slower. It will be range bound the first half. Yesterday's lows taken out, yesterday's highs taken out, and if this high is taken out, this move can be, if the market tend to move up, that move can be little faster. But even then, this won't be taken out. So just keep these points in mind, and then we can look at now the fundamentals. But I don't think majority will be interested in that, because expiry day, that is not going to affect much, especially on a monthly expiry day. So see, there are developments. Yesterday in the pre-market also I have discussed, right? There is some new escalation which is coming, which we have seen over the weekend. And then after that, Oman is, in fact, in coordination with the IMO, International Maritime Organization, they have announced a temporary maritime route on the Oman side of the Strait of Hormuz. So, of course, Iran opposed this arrangement, and Iran's position is very clear. The complete control of Strait of Hormuz should be with Iran, and the ships passing through the strait should coordinate with Iranian authorities only. And the ships should not use any other routes, and ships should use only the routes which are approved by Iran. And any such parallel routing arrangement without Iran's acceptance or participation as a coastal state would create additional tension. And because of that, the immediate flashpoint is no longer the nuclear issue. Now the focus is now again shifted to the control of Strait of Hormuz, approval of shipping routes, and safe passage without Iranian approval. All these are now again coming back to the discussion. And Axios have reported that the US and Iran have agreed to stop all military action temporarily, and the discussions will restart in Doha today. See, unlike the previous negotiations, the focus that previous negotiation focused mainly on broader nuclear issue and the US-Iran memorandum. But today, the issues which we are going to be, they are going to focus is Strait of Hormuz, safe passages, and shipping routes, and preventing any other kind of direct escalation. So, in fact, before market opening in US, Trump also stated that Iran had requested a meeting. The meeting would take place in Doha. So that meeting will be there, and that is related to the Strait of Hormuz at this point of time. And because of all these positive geopolitical development, US markets were slightly positive yesterday. Dow Jones is 0.59, S&P 1.17, Nasdaq 2.07. But that much is not reflected in our GIFT Nifty. GIFT Nifty is now at around 24,000. So it's a monthly expiry. So there is no premium. Maybe 5 point or no premium. Assume that then Nifty is going to open around 24,000. I'm looking for immediately opening, and there can be a sharp dip and there can be an up move initially, because there is a positive bias. When the bias is positive, opening, and then you get a dip. When you see the gap is filled, if you are getting a 50-point dip, that's an opportunity for a scalping, right? That's not for momentum trading. Scalping, you get opportunity. The high of yesterday, if it is taken out, you'll get a scalping opportunity as a breakout. The low is taken out, you'll get a scalping opportunity on the downside. These are the opportunities you'll get. And again, if you look at Indian ADRs, only HDFC ADR actually closed positive. Other ADRs are negative. But compared to last Friday, ICICI Bank ADR is still reflecting around 1% positive arbitrage. Infosys is also 1%. Arbitrage means the difference between the price of this market and the other market. HDFC, in fact, reflecting a 2% positive arbitrage. Wipro doesn't indicate any fresh movement, but overall, Indian ADRs, indicate some fresh positive movement. Although GIFT Nifty is not indicating that. GIFT Nifty is slightly positive, but not in line with what US market have done yesterday. Okay, so apart from that, HDFC yesterday was volatile. At one point, it was 1% up and then came down. In fact, the board appointed the former finance secretary, former chief election commissioner Rajiv Kumar as a part-time chairman for a period of 3 years, and that's again subject to SBI approval. Okay, so these are things which I wanted to discuss. Apart from that, yeah, FII DA activity. Yesterday, FII again became net sellers. They sold for 1350 crore. And DIA is bought for 2,800 crore. So if you see last 6 sessions, 3 sessions FII bought and 3 sessions FII sold. So yesterday also it was NSE rebalancing, and I've told you 3 o'clock you'll get a move, and you got the move at 3 o'clock. Yeah, I have captured this move actually on the upside. So if you see, we discussed. We expected that. Let me show you how I captured this move. So you can see there is a candle here. This is a sudden candle. Now, previous rebalancing, FTSE rebalancing, you got an up move of 150 points on at 3 o'clock. So we discussed this in the session also, and how we are going to look at it also, because there is a double bottom. And then this red candle is engulfed. The moment it engulfed, I entered. And last day, it is again a green candle. But previous day, it was a 26,000 crores sold by FIS at that time, previous session. And at 3 o'clock, you got, MSCI rejig, right? MSCI rebalancing that day, 300 point down move. But yesterday it was an up move, and then it just consolidated, nothing much. So that was one thing that yesterday happened. And also, if you see, 4.3% of open interest added on the futures, 36.2 call open interest added, which means that's a strong resistance. 11.2 put open interest added. So if you consider that, the PCR ratio dropped from 1.06 to 0.87, which is slightly negative. But I would say it will be, see, the range is very clear, crystal clear. So the market will be stuck in that range. Okay, the price action I have told you. Apart from that, if you look at the open interest maximum, of course, at 24,200, 24,250 level, that's the, day before yesterday's high. And put side, if you see, maximum at 23,800 level. So all these things keep in mind. So there are positive factors. If I want to discuss the positive factors, firstly, US markets have closed strongly positive. Dow is up by 0.59, S&P is up by 1.17, Nasdaq is up by 2.07. US-Iran discussion have restarted in Doha, which is again positive. Indian ADRs remain relatively positive, which is good. Industrial output growth also 5.1, which is again good. HDFC Bank chairman appointment, that is seen by the market positively. And banking sector, that news remains supportive. So these are positive factors. And the negative factors, if you see, GIFT Nifty is not reflecting the US market positivity, but still 50 points is better, fine. And it's a monthly expiry today, so volatile movement is possible. There can be a possibility it can come to 23,800, but the higher probability is that it will move towards the upside, somewhere around 24,100 it close. Maybe by touching 24,200 or not touching 24,200, the best and most likely scenario to close is around 24,100 according to me. Okay, now open interest data slightly turned negative, the PCR, that's the main negative. And yesterday's price action is dominated by the sellers, and 23,950 is important zone. So maximum call open interest is at 24,200 and 24,000. That's the straddle, 24,000, and put side 24,000 and 23,800. So 24,000, it's the straddle. Remember, understand the logic, because 200 point from there on the upside, that's the battlefield. That 400 point range is the battlefield for the straddle players, right? So these are the things that I want to discuss. So be very careful and trade accordingly. Manage your risk also. And if you would like to join us for the live trading sessions, you can get in touch with us and you can talk to my team and you can join the session where you can trade and you can learn together. It's not a call providing program or anything. It's a mentoring program which is happening with the community during the live market where I trade and I explain with my trade. So see you there. Thank you.